Good evening, everybody. It is Monday. It's March the 2nd. I'm Chris Allen. You're watching 270 Weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. You miss me? Oh, good. I'm glad. I missed you. Had a great week off. Just got a little caught up on some rest and did a little riding around and carrying on. Just kind of relaxing over the last several days. And getting right into the weather, a showery day here in southern Kentucky, but to the north of us, there were some locations that picked up some snow, even some sleet. It was kind of a little icy mess off to the north of us. Look at radar right now at 6:42 p.m., showing around the Bowling Green area, not much happening here, but it's been off to the north. Once you head up, say, north of Cincinnati and over toward Columbus, Ohio, and points northward, there has been this little coating of some sleet and snow showers, but most of that now is over with. There's not much going on at the moment. Let's go into Cambridge, Ohio, and see what's on the ground there. Well, you can see that even though the ground is not completely covered, you can see that there's this little coating of some ice and snow showers there in the city of Cambridge, Ohio. Yeah. So they did pick up a little something there. This is a live view where it's 33 degrees and the winds are light there in southern Ohio. Central Ohio, southern Ohio, there. Let's see, North Huntington Township in Pennsylvania. Yeah, we can go all the way up there. It looks dry there. I don't think they saw much of anything. Even the ground looks dry, but not much happening there. We go a little bit further south, Metro Louisville. There is downtown. As you're looking live here at, it would be 7:43 Eastern time there in the Metro Louisville area. You see a blanket of clouds. They got the camera kind of tilted down where you see more of the cityscape than you do the actual clouds in the background. But cloudy it is. I don't see a whole lot in the way of snow there. And most of it even stayed north of the Metro Louisville area today. But all of this that you're seeing right now is in the form of rain, a chilly rain on top of that. Looking at temperatures, which we can check really quickly and see what they're showing. You can see lots of 30s. Around Louisville, 37, 38, 36, Frankfort, and over toward Moorhead. Maysville at 34, Cincinnati at 34. So, yeah, these numbers are just right at or a little bit above freezing. Now, once you see this trough, this disturbance moving through, that's helped touch off some of that activity that they saw this morning. But notice this area of low pressure and the little legs this is like to me, it looks like a granddaddy long legs or maybe a crab, that's out there in the atmosphere trying to, all these little pieces of energy just kind of floating around the area of low pressure, which is producing the clouds and some of the light rain showers that we're seeing right now. A lot of this will fade away as we get into tonight. There could be just some leftover showers here and there, but I don't think there's going to be much more left over than that. As you can see, there's still a few light rain showers southeast of Bowling Green as you go down 231 toward Scottsville, and then right across the Cumberland Plateau, getting some more light rain. So some of you will see a little bit of a shower maybe still tonight. Most of this is just going to be a few sprinkles and drizzle. And then what's going to happen next is this frontal boundary is going to lift northward as a warm front. In fact, that warmer air is already beginning to come in. and it is going to set us up for what's to come next, as you will soon see. This, let me get the map, or the surface lows and fronts and all that off of this map so you can see it a little cleaner. And there we go. Next 6 to 10 days. This is the temperature outlook. I mean, check it out. Really, really above normal. And this starts tomorrow. Today, we only made it up to 49. 49. 6 degrees colder than the normal high temperature of 55, and we had a low of 39. So only 10 degrees separated the high and the low today. And we picked up 19 hundredths of an inch of rain here at the Bowling Green Airport. But 49 barely made 50 in a couple of spots. The temperature is actually starting to bump up right now ahead of that warm front. And overnight, the winds will start to pick up from the south, and this will begin the big warming trend that you see here and above normal temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days. So that's your temperature outlook. How about precipitation? Well, we're going to trend above normal in precipitation as well. We might as well just say rain, because anything that falls from this point forward is, even for the Ohio River Valley, even though those folks north of Louisville picked up some wintry precipitation this morning, everything from here on out is going to be rain, because the temperatures will be running way above normal. How are other things looking? Like, since we've hinted around about maybe some thunderstorms later this week, how is that looking? Well, this is the day one outlook, which would be overnight tonight and into tomorrow. These are just your ordinary garden variety thunderstorms. Now into Tuesday, a little bigger area as the warm front kind of parks right here across that little bend that you're seeing on the map. And there is a level 1 marginal risk for parts of southeastern Kansas and central Oklahoma and a little sliver of Texas in the panhandle. But it's day 3 as we get into Wednesday that you notice that there's a lot more territory now that has been updated and taken over by the level 1 marginal risk, which would include maybe Metro Louisville, maybe right there along the Ohio River. Cincinnati certainly would be in that, maybe close to Columbus, not quite. Indianapolis would certainly be in that. Southern Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, on down into, on down toward the, say, Mount Vernon area, then St. Louis. You're seeing it there, a level 1 marginal risk. Not quite Kansas City, but in the Missouri boot hill or just next to the boot hill, then curving, slanting southwest into a level 2 slight risk, which would include, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and then stretching all the way down toward Dallas, Fort Worth, and Waco. Now, will this change between now and Wednesday? It's a possibility. Will it expand further east? That's also a possibility. But for now, southern Kentucky, where we are, is not in any kind of a risk area as far as severe weather. But we're 3 days out. This is looking at Wednesday. Late Wednesday into early Thursday. We'll have to see if this adjusts, and it probably will a couple of times before we get there. So, but don't read too much into it right now. We know that some of the social media websites are going to bloviate and try to scare you to death, but I wouldn't. I just wouldn't read too much into it right now. Here's a look at the daily rainfall projections. Let me go back to day one. This is tonight through tomorrow evening. Any kind of leftover rain is just what's up there right now, and most of this is just falling apart. So let's go to day two, which would be Tuesday evening into Wednesday for the Bowling Green area. A trace maybe of just some leftover showers. You can clearly see where the warm front bending right here across parts of Kentucky. Underneath it, it's pretty dry. North of that boundary is where you see the better rainfall set up, like Louisville and Frankfort, maybe a half inch of rain still to come over the next day or two. And then as we head into day three, which would be that Wednesday into Thursday time period, we do pick up maybe a tenth of an inch of rain, not much, but you can see it goes from more of a bend to a more linear setup here, which means that's the cold front that's going to start to punch in here as we get into Thursday. Now, once that front starts to move in, yes, there will be a better chance of getting thunderstorms on Thursday, but will they be severe? That's the big question that we cannot answer yet. I'm going to say at this point, it doesn't look like it's going to be that big of a deal, but when it becomes, or if it becomes a big deal, then I'll let you know. In the meantime, we just won't worry about it, will we? We'll prepare just in case. You know, we're getting in that transitional period from winter to spring, and so we're going to have to start thinking about what are we going to do to prepare for severe weather. Hopefully you've heard me preach this enough times to know that it doesn't matter what the calendar says. It can still be in the middle of winter time, and officially it still is winter. And you can still have severe weather. If the conditions are right, you can still have severe weather. So I don't want you to think that, well, the calendar, it's not officially spring yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. Well, I don't want you to worry about it. Remember, I think one of the last things I said to you before I went on vacation is I don't want you to worry. I want you to be prepared and be maybe concerned that something could develop. And we're going to have a more spring-like setup by the end of the week, which could help spark something. We'll just have to wait and see how all that comes together. But I'll keep an eye on it, as always. I will. I promise. All right, let's go to the Kentucky Mesonet data. And you can see here that even now, here at 6:54 p.m. Central Time on this Monday, March 2nd, that we have 30s, just a little bit above freezing, way up here, Cincinnati, Newport, Covington area, right across the Ohio River. Some mid 30s as you go a little further south, and then you start to see upper 30s, low 40s. Down into central Kentucky, you're starting to see 40s, 50s, and it's as warm as maybe 54, which is over in Allen County, Scottsville, one of the warmest spots right now. And we're at 49 here in Bowling Green. But here's the thing, the warm front, now arching across southern Kentucky, is going to continue to push northward overnight. And that is going to actually push our numbers up during the overnight hour. We're going to actually be warmer tomorrow morning when we get up and get ready to go to work or school than we are right now. The winds have already started that shift from the south. They've been easterly all day. Now it's going to start that shift from the south, and that's going to naturally warm our temperatures up as we go overnight. Now, I will tell you, if our skies were clear, there would be two things that would happen. One, if our skies were clear and rid of all the clouds that we have up there right now, we would get fog because this is warm air coming up over the cool, wet, damp ground that we have from today's shower activity. The second thing that would happen is if the sky is clear tonight, you would be able to, early tomorrow morning, say around 5 a.m. Central Time, you would be able to see the lunar eclipse. What? Say, what? Eclipse? What? Nobody said anything. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I didn't set you up for that because I was on vacation last week. But you've probably read about it or heard about it. The thing is that I think the clouds are going to keep us from seeing that lunar eclipse, the blood moon. The blood moon. It looks, because it'll look red. Once you get the eclipse taking place, and I'm not talking solar eclipse, so this is not going to happen during the daytime. This is with the moon and the planets lining up. We would get that blood moon look where it kind of turns red. Yeah, I know. Some people are getting their Bibles out and they're like, oh, here it comes. Planets are lining up. Here it comes. Blood moon, the blood's turning red. I mean, the moon's turning blood red. Yeah. Hey, just like in weather, hey, if you're prepared to go, I'm ready to go. How about you? So, didn't mean to get a little preachy on you there, but hey, if you're prepared, you're ready to go, you're ready to go. Whatever happens. No man knows the day or the hour. I'm just saying. Okay, so, but again, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just like, okay, if you're ready to go, you're ready to go. 40s and 50s right now. So where did we start the day? We started the day in the 30s, pretty much everywhere. And this was a concern at first because as that moisture began to move in this morning across parts of northern Kentucky, there were some places that first saw a little bit of sleet mixing in with rain. But then it quickly turned to rain, except for those places further north up toward Cincinnati, southern Ohio, central and southern Indiana. Then it all changed to snow up there. But down here, it's been a chilly rain all day as we started in the 30s. Right now, the current temperature around 49, 50, 51 degrees. That's actually our high temperature for the day. Officially at the airport here, 49 was the high temperature, but I think it's probably going to go up a couple of more degrees. So that is just the tentative, preliminary warmest temperature for the day. Whatever temperature we hit before midnight is actually going to end up being the high temperature for today in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm predicting it's probably going to be 51, 52, maybe 53 before midnight. How much rainfall? A quarter inch at the Corvette plant, Mesonet sensor, 1700s. Down at the Ag Expo Center, over a quarter inch in Russellville. About a third of an inch over in Morgantown, quarter inch up in Hartford and Madisonville, and that much, a little bit more, in Beaver Dam. I should have said that was Greenville. This is Hartford, up in Ohio County, a third of an inch in Litchfield. So a lot of places, either a tenth to a quarter inch, and then some locations here back to the north and west picked up closer to 3/10 of an inch of rain. Lesser amounts, just barely drops in the bucket for places like Adair, Russell, Wayne, Clinton, Cumberland, Metcalfe, Monroe counties. You barely made a tenth of an inch. In some cases, a little bit less. Winds currently are coming out of the north for the moment. But you can see right here, See those little arrows pointing up to the north? That means there is a south wind that's right now beginning to push in from Middle Tennessee. That's our southerly wind that is about to take over, and it's going to change things for us as we get into the day tomorrow. All right. So now let's go to the maps, and I'll show you day by day what's going to happen here in the 270 as far as weather. And it's going to be a wet week. I can tell you that. The whole week going to be wet, unsettled, stormy even as we get toward the middle and the end of the week. So here's our little, crab legs, as I was showing you, little spider legs, whatever you want. This looks like, or octopus. Yeah. I mean, there's not 8, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty close. But here is our system and the little pinwheels of energy that surround much of this system. But I want you to note here that this, even though things die out as far as shower activity overnight tonight, it really doesn't completely go away. So this is why I say, and here's midnight, still looking at a few leftover showers here. These little pieces of energy are going to continue to be kind of in close proximity to Bowling Green and southern Kentucky, so therefore going to leave a small chance of a shower overnight under a cloudy sky. Here's 6 a.m. tomorrow, the warm front, there it is, finally lifting a little further north, going to leave in a chance of a shower along that frontal boundary, more of just light scattered showers, not as much as we've had today. In fact, tomorrow we will not have as many rain showers as we've had today. You can see the winds coming up out of the south and southwest, picking up and becoming breezy tomorrow. The winds will really begin to pick up from the south, 10 to 15, maybe close to 20, with that small shower chance. And it's that warmer wind that is going to help us warm up a good 20 degrees warmer tomorrow than it was today. That's a big warm up. And once this warm up takes place, it's going to be with us for the rest of the week. Here we go into midday, noontime tomorrow, winds southwesterly. Not everybody getting in on the rain. Here's Bowling Green. Most of the shower activity will be light here, but a little more concentrated as you head up into central Indiana and southern Ohio, northern Kentucky. And look how long that boundary is. Way back there into the plains, southern plains. Here is the system as it starts to become a little more stalled as we head into 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. This line indicates a stationary front as we get blocking high pressure over South Carolina, and the systems just kind of get logjam in the upper flow as we head into Tuesday night. Wednesday, the high pressure still hangs around, and this thing still just kind of parks here, which means we're going to have a lot of moisture just sitting over one place and just dumping day after day. More so to the north of us, that's where the better setup would be for some heavier rain if it's going to happen. We're not talking about flooding rain necessarily, but just some good soaking rainfall. Anywhere, really, it's going to be, you could draw a line from I-64 from, say, Kansas City through St. Louis, through Evansville, to Louisville, and over toward Ashland, Huntington, kind of, like I said, following Interstate 64, and that's about where the boundary is going to be set up for the next few days. This is Wednesday morning. Maybe a shower here, but not a big chance. Now, the better setup is going to start taking place for thunderstorms beginning late Wednesday night into Thursday. This is Wednesday at 6 p.m. Low pressure system, nice southerly surface flow here. Upper flow is the surface low that we have here, and then the frontal boundary that's no longer stationary but becoming a warm front again. And there's your better setup for maybe some rumbles of thunder, especially along the cold front, which then becomes more, what I mentioned earlier, linear as we head into Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Now, we'll start out with a few showers early Thursday, but the better chance of thunderstorms looks to come with the arrival of this frontal boundary into Thursday afternoon and evening. Here's Friday morning as the system just kind of, again, it's not in a hurry to go anywhere. Upper flow is not pushing it out of the way. So we continue with that chance of showers and storms on Friday. Saturday, here comes another shove of energy. You can see the surface flow here is out of the south and southwest. We're talking about temperatures maybe from Friday into Saturday being in the low 80s. So we barely cracked 50 today, but we're going to be in the low 80s by Friday. Wow. Wow, that's big. Yeah, here it comes. So here we go. Saturday morning, showers, storms, rainy again on Sunday, and then into next Monday, rain still here. So like I said, the rest of this week, because of the pattern and the very stagnant pattern that's setting up here, and it just keeps repeating over and over and over again, there's going to be somebody around here is going to get a chance of rain just about every single day this week. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to rain at your house every day this week, but the chance of that happening is there. Let's go to the European model, I should say, and take a look at where the dividing line between the cold air and the warm air is. Now, most of the flow this week for us, big ridging in the west and all the way over to the east, or at least the southeast. Any of the cold air and wintry stuff should stay north of us. And even it will begin to retreat, as you'll see when I put this into motion. It's going to improve as far as the warm air. See it pushing north? And look at these. Here comes another round of showers as we head into midday tomorrow. I don't think we'll see thunderstorms, not yet, not enough instability for that. But a few showers, yes, scattered showers into Tuesday. Then here we go, and you can see where the warm frontal boundary, let me draw it on here for you, so you can see from this low and then right through there's your warm front, the really good warm air that's being pushed in along with the moisture. And this thing will keep just lifting northward and continuing to push that warm, very tropical, almost humid air mass northward through the next several days. Here's Wednesday, and then we get from Wednesday into Thursday, notice more in the way of showers, and this time we start to see some thunderstorms popping in as we head into Thursday and then into Friday. But look how far north, look at how far north the warm air is. I mean, just being pumped into the plains big time. And this is where we could see maybe some developing stronger thunderstorms right here in the heart of the plains. Oh, well, aren't you just Wonderful. Resetting on me before I'm finished. Okay, here we go. So here we go into Friday, into Saturday. Showers. Here comes a cold front. I'll show you the cold front here. Like I was showing you a moment ago, you can see surface low here, and then whoops. Boy, that's a way to draw it nicely there, Chris. Come on. There's the low, and here's your cold front. So yeah, if there's going to be severe weather for us anywhere, I would say Saturday into Sunday is going to be the better setup for that. Not a guarantee, though. Saturday into Sunday, there's the front. You can see it right there, kind of making its way through. But notice, no cold air. Look how far north the cold air is. It's way up here into southern Canada. So pretty much the 48 contiguous states into this weekend are going to be really warm, unseasonably warm. Here we go into next Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, now this looks like something that we need to pay attention to. And I know it's over a week away, but this is not a prediction, it's a signal. That's different. If we were 2 or 3 days out, then I would be telling you if I saw this, I would say, get ready for the real possibility of severe weather. If we were 2 to 3 days out and I saw that right there, then yes, that's what I'd be telling you. But this is a week and 3 days away. So I'm not going to tell you, look out for this, but it's a signal that something fairly potent is coming together. Look at that. Wow. Whoa. Check that out right there. Okay, I don't want to get too far. You know how I feel about these things. I don't want to get too far ahead of this, but you can see now there's a big trough. At least the European model is starting to pick up on this, that there's going to be another big plunge of somewhat colder air that's going to take place by the middle of next week, and out ahead of it, with the clash of the really warm air and the cold air back behind it, we could be looking at some really heavy rain and really strong thunderstorms. But that's a long way off. So I don't want to get too far ahead on these things. Here's a look at the blender, model blender, showing that we are going to see some incredibly warm temperatures over the next few days. Really much of this span, starting tomorrow. Look at that, 75, 78, 77, 82 Friday. Wow. 79 Saturday, 70 Sunday with that better chance of showers and thunderstorms coming in. Yeah. But we keep it in the low to mid 70s, but now all the way to the end over there. See on the end down there, that 53. Remember the trough that I just showed you in the middle of next week? That's what that is right there. That is cooler air coming in and a hard reset, because every one of these numbers you're seeing up there across the board, starting tomorrow, going all the way through the weekend and through much of next week, those are way above normal temperatures, way above. We're talking 20, in some cases 25 degrees warmer than normal. We should be about 55, 56 for high temperatures right this at this point at the beginning of March. And instead of talking about 55, 56, 57, we're talking 75, 76, 77, even 80s. 20 degrees or more above normal. So you know something eventually is going to give, and there it is at the end of the graphic. So that will be coming again. But for the next week, week and a half, enjoy this little preview of spring because it's going to be nice, real nice. All right, to your comments and questions, if you have them coming up here. It's been a while. I know it's been a week, a little over a week since I've been doing this. I missed it, missed you guys, missed being on TV at News 40. But, anyway, we'll catch up here in just a moment. After, I'll tell you about R&R Controls and their over 40 years of making sure that you have heating, cooling, ventilation, control systems, everything you need, whether it's commercial, residential, new build, or remodel, they can take care of you. And right now, they are making sure that you are ready for the spring. And, well, you just saw the string of numbers over the next week and a half that are going to be 20 to 25 degrees warmer than normal. Is your system ready for this? Just like I cautioned you before it got cold this winter, is your system ready to handle the heat? When you turn it on, is it going to work? Well, the same thing. We're going to switch from heat to cool. I guarantee you, most of you will turn on your AC at some point over the next week, week and a half, especially when it gets into the low 80s. You're going to be switching that thing over to AC. Is it going to work? Is it going to cool? Has your filter been changed lately? Has your system had preventative maintenance done? If not, then you need to call R&R Controls. And you need to set up an appointment as quickly as possible to make sure they can come out and see that your system is running at the capacity it should, however big it is, however many BTU it is. They can tell you. And you also need to just get some preventative maintenance set up for this so that every so often they can come out and take a look at your system and to make sure it doesn't break down when you least expect it to. 270-777-2024. Or you can go to rnrcontrols.com, rnrhvac.com, and on their Facebook. By the way, go to their Facebook. They're asking, because we've talked generators here before, if you're interested in a generator, is there a certain brand that you would like to see them feature besides Generac? And you get to vote. You get to vote on their Facebook page. You like those little polls that Facebook allows you to put up sometimes? Somebody's got a poll, like, I'm going to vote for my favorite. Well, here's your opportunity to do that. So go to the R&R Controls Facebook page, and you'll be able to cast your vote on what kind of generator system that you think they should feature beside Generac. And you can do that. They like to have those suggestions from you, their customer, or future customer. 270-777-2024. Because with R&R Controls, you will never be without. Yay. All right, here we go. Let's check it out here. I like this one right here. Greg, welcome back. Da, 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 da. John Sebastian, great song from 1976. Now it's stuck in my head, he says. Welcome back. John Sebastian did that great #1 song from, it was the theme from the TV show Welcome Back, Kotter on ABC. I like that. Thank you, Greg, for the welcome back and the song that's now stuck in my head. Thanks a lot, Greg. Here's Deborah. Hope you enjoyed your time off. I did. I sure did. Betty, thanks for updating us. Let's see. Robbie, love to hear the warmer temps are coming. Yep. Here's Danny. Thanks for the update. Here's Mitchell. Fishing weather is here. There's Mitchell. Fishing weather is here. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. There's another song. Man, you guys are making me think of songs. Since Jesus washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Hear a big choir. Oh, happy day. He taught me how. Well, okay, I can't sing it. Anyway, Sharon, my family missed you. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that so much. So, yeah, good stuff from all of you tonight. You didn't get on here to hear me sing, so I'm not going to sing. I may try. I wish I could sing. That's one of the talents I don't have, which is pretty obvious. I wish I did have. I'd give anything to know how to sing. Anyway, you guys, thank you for watching on this Monday. Appreciate it very much. I'll see you tomorrow morning, News 40. Sunrise at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, then News 40 at 9 and News 40 at noon, and anytime on the News 40 weather app. In the meantime, have yourselves a great Monday evening. Thanks for watching, and God bless.